The attention was to the face. Jody Sharif got some attention to the face there. It's gone down. Yeah. He actually stopped and clutched his face after the tackle had been made. Continued a couple of metres, but he certainly felt it. And looks to be in some discomfort on the floor. Well, it certainly looks as though it's got the birds tweeting round his head. Just shaking his head there. Manis is back on his feet anyway, which is a good sign. And back into the action. As Fisher tries to find a way through the Keighley defence, gets it up to halfway, plays the ball quickly. Wisner fires it out to Lawford. Lawford to Jones. Jones misses out Corcoran and gets it to Bloom. Well, when Corcoran went without the ball, it looked as though he may have got it off Bloom there, but Bloom opting to take the tackle of 3 men on the Keighley 20. Jones showed the ball, decided not to pass, 12 metres away. Lawford to Wisner, charging into the defence, out to Larder, and Larder with nowhere to go takes the last of this set of 6. Referee with the hand in the air. Lawford gets it away to Jones. Gets clattered by the hooker Wainhouse for his troubles, and Jones loses possession. And Sharif back into the thick of the action. Strong tackle on Danny Murgatroyd. Mitchell also back into the action. He's had some strapping put around the ribs or over the shoulder while he was off in the first half. So he's obviously not 100%. But something going on, back play there. Paul Ashton battling with somebody. I'm not sure what went on there. Watching the ball, it may have been a late charge, but Paul Ashton is known to have a pretty short fuse. So Ben Fisher, it was having a tete-a-tete with Paul Ashton. Referee waits for touch judge's report. And the touch judge with his flag there signalling towards the Halifax side, and now his hand points at the Keighley player as they get close enough to try and listen, and pulling both players out. And touch judge once again asked to relate the story, and it's a Keighley penalty. The Keighley fans on the far side have obviously thought Ben Fisher should be taking 10 minutes or perhaps sitting out the rest of the game. As Keighley drive the ball up with Merville. Ooh, that's a strong hit from Sharif. Ball comes loose. It looked like there was a little knock on there. The referee looked at the touch judge and he waved it away, and Keighley, well, they didn't look like it in the first half, but they looked like it in the second half. More organised and more fired up, well, certainly in the opening minutes anyway. But can they maintain it as they come forward? Harvey with the pass again. Ball goes loose. Jones will pick it up and set off on the counter-attack as he gives it out to Andy Spink. Back to Jones. Jones quickly out to Wisner. Wisner to Sharif. Sharif stepping inside, and it looks like another high tackle from a Keighley player who's quick to help Ricky Sharif to his feet. Desperate lunge there as Sharif had already danced inside 2 of the Keighley defenders, and Wisner able to take Halifax 20 yards further upfield, and Jody Sharif will drive down the middle into the Keighley defence. Fisher, Lawford, good ball to Jones. Jones, a good ball to Bloom, but Bloom was coming back on the inside then and not able to take the possession. So it'll be a Keighley scrum. So a bit of confusion there on the part of Jamie Bloom and Danny Jones. As Keighley used the short side with Harvey, tackled by Jones and Lawford. Referee has allowed Halifax to come offside there by stopping close to where the tackle took place, and Halifax took full advantage of it. And once again Halifax needing to show the defensive qualities as Firth goes round the back. Harvey tries to get the pass away and Haley picks it out of the air, and Haley is driven into touch, but there's no advantage, so it may be Halifax possession there. Well, Dean Lawford is talking to the referee. I think he's saying the player was in front anyway there, so anyway, Keighley off possession. Jody Sharif is receiving treatment again. Chris Birchall, change your footwear. So time back on. Harvey to Firth. Firth sent the winger Robinson down the touchline. Robinson dragged into touch. And another big defensive effort from Halifax as Andy Robinson is bundled into touch. And Halifax will now get possession at the scrum. Danny Murgatroyd has a complaint to the referee, and the referee immediately responds with a penalty. And Dean Lawford has made good yards away from the Halifax line. Halifax looking to get it into play quickly. Jones to Birchall, and that one was round the knees. Not the best of passes. Well, poor play from Halifax. After being given it the penalty that helped them away from the line. And now it's Keighley that will get a penalty, and this game descending somewhat in the last 5 minutes into a bit of a farce with too many errors, too many penalties, and Keighley looking to it back, and Halifax failing to put the man down almost there. And Keighley are 5 metres away, and Andy Spink will not be fooled by the little dart from Wayne House. He's the first man in. Fisher and Birchall there as well. Now there's problems on the far side. Foster is pushed back over the line. Halifax have pushed defenders over to that far side. They'll need to slide across if the long passes come, and they do, from Ashton to Firth. Firth, another inside ball to Jordan Ross, who's tackled 12 metres away. Keighley continue down this side, Harvey. Rushforth went on the inside as the dummy runner. Last tackle for Keighley. Rushforth in at acting half. Firth look for the kick on the floor, and it's not going to cause any problems as Gibson allows it to run touching goal. Halifax look for the quick restart with Fisher. Fisher has Sharif outside him, and Sharif has space on the outside, and Sharif will go around the Cougars defence. Well, you turn your back on Sharif and he will punish you, and he's just done that with his second try of the afternoon. And Fisher to Wisner, Sharif, and it was thank you and good night. Well, David Foster was a second rower in his days at Halifax, and you don't get any faster as you get any older. And Sharif saw the gap, had the measure, went all the way, and that should just settle the nerves a bit for Halifax after a scrappy 5 minutes. First points of the second half going to Halifax. Halifax 28, Keighley Cougars 6.
Halifax substitution supported by Morgan Search UK, replacing number 3, Jamie Blue, and number 17, George Reeve, number 10, Jason Bolts, and number 15, Gareth Greenwood.
Gareth Greenwood on for Halifax. Jason Bolts making a return off. Go Jody Sharif and Jamie Bloom. And Wayne Corcoran becomes Halifax's third kicker of the afternoon. And he clatters it off the post. 3 kickers, 2 conversions, but 6 tries. Give Halifax the comfort of a 22-point lead. Well, second try for Ricky Sharif, and he's not bad at 60-metre efforts. And the winger, as Corcoran runs it back to the 20. Keighley defenders trying to drive him back. Gibson to Birchall. Halifax still on the 20. Fisher looking for the quick ball. Larder carries the ball up 7 or 8 metres. Birchall again running the same angle towards the same defenders on the 40, trying to pull Keighley across. Lawford to Bolts. Got through the first tackle. Was put down before he could get the ball away. Halifax still in their own half on the last tackle. And Jones will put the ball down for Robinson. And Robinson nowhere to go as the chasers are there for Halifax. Rushforth put down, disappearing under 3 players on the 40. And Danny Murgatroyd has done well considering he almost lost that ball. Been dragging himself up to halfway. Ashton at acting half uses the short side. Daniel Harvey makes 5 metres. Keighley back in the Halifax half. Firth, ball out wide. Bramald trying to link up with Robinson on this side. Last tackle, Robinson pops it up nicely for Lewis Taylor, kicks over the top, and Gibson fields it for Halifax. 5 metres away from his own line, and Keighley going to try and slow the play down now. Murgatroyd is well doing it there, not in a rush to get up. Larder cops one round the head, and that'll be another penalty. Well, that's the third one. They ain't going to persist forever, isn't the referee? They opened up fairly well in the second half, did Keighley, but look as though that they've decided to go for the more physical aspect. They've been penalised for 3 head-high tackles in the second half. Ashton and Fisher having that bit of a do earlier on. The result is another penalty to Halifax, their 8th of the match, which Lawford puts into touch 5 metres from halfway. Birchill gives it to Bolts, and Bolts drags it over halfway despite the attention of 3 defenders. Larder. Oh, Keighley must be sick of the sight of David Larder this afternoon. Lawford. Well, anything could happen now as Gibson pops up from fullback, steps through 2, gets the ball away to Fisher, and Fisher tries to get it away to Birchill, and Birchill just couldn't get fingertips to it. But Halifax keeping the ball alive at close quarters. Last pass just going to ground. And another let off for Keighley. Good tackle from Wisner. Solid tackle on Adam Mitchell, and Mitchell just showing there he's not happy at the strength at which Wisner hit him, the way they pushed him away after he played the ball. Warehouse trying to use the short side, back inside to Murgatroyd. Murgatroyd rampaging run, which has ended 5 metres short of halfway. Ashton out to Firth, and Firth really all options cut out there with the Halifax defence moving forward. Ashton chips over the top and runs into the shoulder of Wayne Corcoran as Gibson brings it back out of defence. Thought about the pass through Sharif and eventually caught by Foster. Here goes Sharif again down that far side, and they've bundled men across there of Keighley. Sharif, of course, on a hat-trick. Andy Spink almost busting his way through up to halfway. Wisner, Lawford stepping inside. Good ball away to Larder. Larder to Jones. Jones managed to scramble it out the back door to Bolts. And Bolts just going down before he could pop it up. Fisher, Jones to Birchill, and Birchill takes Halifax back into the Keighley 20 on the last one again. Fisher comes to the short side. Lawford puts it in. Well, this could go anywhere, and it came off a Keighley man, so it'll be a drop out under the post. Pressure on from Wisner, and Paul Ashton has opened his mouth and given Halifax, well, that'll save it, bringing the ball back 30 metres as the penalty comes on the 10. Wisner out to Larder. Larder brought down 3 metres away. Halifax tackles in the bag. Jason Bolts up the middle, gives the ball to Gibson, and Gibson will go over for Halifax's 7th try. Looked as though there was nothing on. Jason Bolts had attracted 3 defenders to him.
Halifax try scorer, sponsored by Peter and Julian Clayton, number 1, Damien Gibson.
And Damien Gibson's first try of the season keeps the scoreboard rattling round for Halifax. And Bolts looked as though he'd been trapped with 3 men round him. Just squeezed his arm out. Gibson on hand, supporting. To go under the post and extend the lead. Halifax 32, Keighley Cougars 6. Surely this will be a successful conversion for Wayne Corcoran. Under the post, it'll only be the 3rd of the afternoon, but a much more accomplished looking Halifax side, even from lower division opposition. A different proposition last week, despite the fact they've got 7 first team regulars missing. Some fluent rugby from Halifax. Dean Lawford has had a big impact on this game. Certainly didn't look his normal influence himself last week at Hull KR. Johnny Simpson picks it up off the floor. A strange kind of kick-off from Keighley. Only going about 15 metres as Jones shows the ball. Allowed a bit more room. Lawford gets it out to Spink. Halifax women over on that far side, and Spink having a wrestle with Foster, as I think Foster tried to strip him of the ball. Wisner to Larder. Larder wrestling people off, and Ricky Sharif unable to take the ball as he knocks it forward. Another block-busting run from Larder on that far side. Shrugging defenders off and able to get the ball away. Final pass once again letting Halifax down. Ashton, but the defence moving in very quickly from Halifax. Struggling to make the final tackle and put the man down. Lewis Taylor trying to drag every inch he can out of that run. Harvey gets it away, and I think Keighley have been penalised there because Robinson had a bit of space on this near touchline. He's been pulled back. Good pass from Harvey once again. And Ashton looked to be limping when he kicked that, but Keighley going on the attack with Stevenson. And Jason Clegg, who's back on for Keighley. Plenty of players around him. Firth round the back, winger Bramald. Well, trying to run like a forward, but not having really any impact, pumping the legs but not going anywhere. Firth will use a long pass out to Robinson. Halifax are caught, but Robinson has knocked the ball forward. James Haley caught inside there. Halifax not numbering up in defence. Andy Robinson try begging. He's had, well, it mustn't be his days. Pulled back when he had a clear run to the line when Keighley were given the penalty, and should have made that 5. I should have made that 4. Couldn't keep hold of the ball. And to add insult to injury, Keighley have given away a soft penalty, which allowed Halifax to begin this set of 6 just inside their half. As Simpson is clattered by 3. Once again, it's slow to get up and play the ball. Greenwood takes a good pass from Jones, but the defence is there quickly. Lawford, Wisner, long ball out wide to Spink. Spink pushes away from one and is allowed to bring the ball back inside a long way. Lawford, kick behind the Keighley defence, but Bramall, who's moved to full back, lets it run touching goal. Robinson. Taking the ball forward, Keighley, into the Halifax half of the field with Clegg. Well, Keighley still have reverted back to rugby now rather than the rough stuff. Firth to Harvey, loses possession. Corcoran comes up with it and almost got away from Foster. Foster getting him at the second attempt. Simpson falling into the tackle there. Jason Bolts driving up the middle, back in the Keighley half of the field. Wisner over the top, great ball to Spink. Spink might not need the support of Sharif, well, he decided not to pass anyway. But Keighley holding down, that's going to be a yellow card. Well, as I thought, Keighley were going back to the rugby. I suppose not really any option there for the full-back Bramall, trying to slow the play down. Keighley have tried to do it for a lot of the second half. Larder to Simpson, ball went backwards. Well, must be the angle. It looked to go backwards from up here. Somebody's opened the mouth. Well, I say one thing for the referee, he will not stand any messing about. Any speaking out of turn is quick to penalise. He's not had a difficult afternoon, but when he's had to make the decision, he has done. And Keighley will bring it forward again. Trailing 34 points to 6. Restricted Halifax scoring in this second half to just 2 tries and a conversion. Here goes Harvey, no support though. Gibson knocking him off balance. Larder finishing the tackle off. Firth. Halifax are struggling on this far side, but Greenwood goes in with a shoulder, knocks the man off balance. But Warehouse allowed to continue, gets it away to Ashton. And Ashton this time unable to get the ball away. Firth back inside to Clegg. And Clegg is clattered by Fisher and Corcoran on the last tackle. Firth will chip it through again. It's come off Halifax man, but it's still the last tackle. Stevenson will get it away to Warehouse, and Warehouse will get a consolation try for Keighley. And then decides to throw the ball at Spink. Well, there's no need for it really, but everybody's fancies a bit of a chance. Dean Lawford's going in for some. Sharif pulls him away. Lawford incensed by something. Well, Warehouse should have been happy with a try. It's not going to win the game. It's not going to put our Keighley anywhere near Halifax. But Halifax should have kept the cool really. Cards out for somebody, and I think it's Warehouse. And that'll be Keighley, down to 11 men. But will Halifax be down to 12 for the retaliation? No, the card's going back in the pocket.
Keighley Cougars try scorer, number 9, Johnny Warehouse.
Well, he scored a try and then made himself the hero with a try, made himself the villain then, going off for 10 minutes. And he's trying to say, I think on the bench, somebody's taking a cheap shot at him. But that wasn't the case because nobody actually laid a hand on him. As he went through, he got up and threw the ball at Spink. Well, he won't. I don't think he'll take any further part in this game. So it's 10 minutes to sit and reflect on his actions as Ashton turns that 4 into 6 from under the post. As you would expect, it's Halifax 34, Keighley Cougars 12. Well, there's all sorts of complaints from people on the Keighley bench, and they're having a word with the 4th official as to how long's left. I don't think there's long enough for Keighley to have any impact on this game at this late stage. Might be time for him to go down to 10 men though, the way they're framing. Lawford, long, deep kick. And Firth happy to pop it up for Clegg. And Clegg is battered and taken down within 2 metres of the Keighley line. And Keighley Surely they're going to struggle to get it away now with only 11 men. Well, they're not making a bad job of bringing it forward. That was just Robinson. Now they move it out wide to Lewis Taylor. And that's, despite the fact they've only 11 men, that's probably the most yards they've made on 6 tackles, with the exception of Mitchell's run in the first half as the ball is played. Firth moves it out wide. Surely they can't create an overlap. Spink makes the tackle, but Foster allowed to release. Ashton going backwards, and Wisner takes the ball off him. Well, I think in two minds there, Ashton, because he probably would have really wanted to get rid of the ball with it being the last tackle. Wisner made that decision for him. Here comes Larder, throws the dummy, takes the tackle. Halifax pushing Keighley back. Another penetrating run from Dave Larder. Lawford. And the 11 men Keighley defence. Fisher chips over the top. Mitchell drops back to full back. Not sure that was the right option really, with a two-man advantage. But a big score in Halifax's favour, and a big lead in Halifax's favour. Keighley not going to trouble that in the time that's left. Around about 5 minutes. Harvey loses possession. And that looked like a lost cause sort of attempt by the loose forward.
Thank you for your support this afternoon. This afternoon's Morgan Search UK Man of the Match goes to Halifax number 5, Ricky Sharif.
Lawford fires a pass out to Wisner. And Wisner thought he'd plenty of room, but Keighley got across. And here comes Andy Spink, Halifax's top tackler this afternoon. Jones out to Greenwood. And Greenwood, once again, confusion on this side. James Greenwood must have thought he was 10 metres away from the touch the way he passed that ball out. Shook his head as soon as the pass had gone.
Halifax substitution supported by Morgan Search UK, replacing number 16, John Simpson, number 17, Joe Sharif.
Keighley will bring it away again. Jason Clegg off for Halifax. For Keighley.
Replacing number 17, Jason Clegg, number 16, Richard Merville.
Richard Merville sent on in his place, and Keighley have actually shown the number 9 as a replacement. Well, number 9 is John Waynehouse, who's sat in the sin bin, of course. Perhaps they're using. Well, they'll be using it to add the numbers up, but Clegg was 17. Here goes Gibson with space in front of him. But Keighley mustering in defence again. And here comes Ricky Sharif. He's the man of the match this afternoon. Good ball to Wisner. Halifax have men queuing up, but the ball goes to ground before Jones picks it up. Greenwood steps inside and gets it back to Jody Sharif, who's back on for Halifax. There's plenty of space for Halifax, but yet to make that two-man advantage tell as Larder drives through. Well, perhaps they may now. Long pass out wide. Gibson will stride over for a second try. 8th of the afternoon.
Halifax try scorer, scoring second try of the game, sponsored by Peter and Gillian Clayton. Number 1, Damien Gibson.
And the job's done for Halifax against what must be said a poorer Keighley side certainly than last season. had the potential to be a banana skin, but Halifax have sidestepped it and sidestepped the Keighley defence for 8 tries this afternoon. The score only kept down because Halifax are missing 10 points from the 5 missed conversions. Pat Wisner fancies another go. Lawford with 2 in the first half, Corcoran with 1 in the second. As Wisner found the target this time. Nope. So a poor day on kicking. And Dean Lawford off for Halifax, and just looks as though he's got a bit of a problem with the right arm. And putting the ice pack on. Keighley resume. Jody Sharif pumping the legs, dragging himself forward almost away from the first tackler rather. Well, I'm not sure if Fisher lost it or it was actually pushed out by a Keighley hand, that, but I can't see how you can knock on when you're facing your own post. Full time almost up on the clock, less than 2 minutes I think remaining. Halifax adding only 14 points to the first half score. A memorable try from Ricky Sharif kicking off. Halifax is scoring in the second half from 60 metres as Firth gets the ball away. Halifax being pushed back by the 11 men of Keighley as Firth kicks the ball through. Halifax will be forced to push it dead. Drop out under the post, and for the last few minutes Keighley have been at the most creative as they push forward, considering they might have got back to 12 now. Waynehouse, the second of the men, Simbin for Keighley, ready to come back on. As Murgatroyd charges the ball back into the Halifax defence. Stevenson driving it up. Keighley looking for one last hurrah before the final hooter. Firth to Rushforth. Ball comes off Rushforth. Picked up by Haley. And if Haley gets away, there's a try on here. He's dragged down by Waynehouse. Kept hold of the back of the shorts. And Keighley give away another penalty. Big penalty count against the Cougars this afternoon. Well, that would have been curtains there, but Waynehouse managing to hang on to the shorts of the Halifax winger James Haley as Bolts. He's almost knocked off balance and manages to drop it out the back door. Ball back inside to Jody Sharif, or Ricky Sharif, and Sharif still going. Still stepping out of tackles is Ricky Sharif. And Halifax keep it moving on that far side. Andy Spink brushing away would-be tacklers. Gets it away to Larder. Larder brushes away the first line of defence. And Halifax make it up to the Keighley 10. They're driven back a couple of metres. Stacking men off this side. Keighley back to the full quarter, I think. Wayne Corcoran shows the ball. Too easy there for the replacement Wayne Corcoran. Well, Keighley were looking for the last hurrah. Keighley once again slowing the play down, giving the penalty away. And Wayne Corcoran takes Halifax over the 40-point mark with a 9th try of the afternoon. More accomplished free-flowing performance from Halifax. And the forwards powerful running against the elusive running of Ricky Sharif, causing problems for this Keighley defence. And Gary Moorbet, another man with Halifax connections, will have a lot of work to do before these two teams meet again over Easter. Certainly looking to disarm Bunce now behind the post. Halifax with no fewer than 7 regular first team members missing from this afternoon. And this time the younger lads stepping up to the plate and putting in a good performance. And all the more for Andy Farrell to be pleased about is that he has the young lads to back up the players that are out injured, and it could give him selection headaches in a few weeks, but not a bad problem to have. As Wayne Corcoran steps up to re-continue kicking duties and pulls that one wide of the post. So 9 tries, 3 conversions. And that, the end of a good afternoon's work for Halifax. Totally dominant, except for Keighley had probably 5 or 10 minutes of this game. Never really any danger, even though it was built up that Keighley could pose a problem before this match. Andy Farrell's fringe players have done a good job against not the best Keighley side, who obviously missed the likes of Simeon Oil and Craig Nipares, who are in Australia, to drag them round the field. It tries Sharif, Gibson with 2, and Corcoran with a try in the second half. And it probably could have been more, but Halifax have done the job. Another 2 points in the Northern Rail Cup. Halifax 42, Keighley Cougars 12.